When's the last time you were at the Haunted Mansion?
Oh, well, I haunt the Haunted Mansion every Tuesday and Thursday. I take the weekends off.
Fantastic. So we have a whole script to get through. So without further ado, Sally, would you please lead the way?
Of course. The patrons enter the foyer of the Haunted Mansion to the dismal tolling of a church bell. A ghostly voice is heard from a talking marble bust in a niche high in the corner of the room. The opening statement would have no pertinent relation to the show, so those who might miss the first part would not be slighted.
When the dismal knell of a requiem bell calls the spirits forth from the tomb. And there's a dog howl. May I hear some dog howls, please? Wonderful. And the mournful sound of a baying hound chills your soul with an aura of gloom. Up in some ghost wailing. Let's begin. Ghost wailing. This will work on that. Then the spirits rise on a ghostly wind, wailing their song of doom.
The doors of the first elevator open, and the voice of the ghost host, loud enough for all to hear, comes from the far wall of the elevator.
Welcome, foolish mortals. Welcome to the Haunted Mansion. I am your host, your invisible ghost host. Our tour will begin here in the ghostly gallery, so kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now.
60 patrons fill the first elevator, and the doors silently close behind them like a sliding secret panel. As the elevator descends, the room seems to stretch, almost imperceptibly. There are portraits on the 4 of the 8 walls that likewise elongate with the stretching room. As the paintings elongate, a comical topper to an otherwise macabre composition is revealed. For example, a pompous, shifty-eyed Machiavellian character, elegantly dressed in an out-of-it coat and a red sash, is revealed to be trouserless. As the painting continues to elongate, he is seen clad in striped shorts and standing on a keg of gunpowder. Finally, a candle in which has ignited a short fuse tops off the gag as the painting reaches its full length.
Here you see portraits of some of our more renowned ghost guests as they appeared in their corruptible mortal state. Alexander Nichikov, for instance, was an anarchist who came to us with a bang one night.
The voice moves to a portrait on the opposite wall, a painting of a rose-sniffing woman. As the picture elongates, she is seen sitting on a tombstone, mourning her late husband, who she has apparently murdered by implanting a hatchet in his head.
And the widow, Abigail Pete Cleaver, who was preceded here by her husband. He never quite got used to her split personality.
Again, the voice moves to another portrait.
Ah! Your cadaverish expressions indicate an awareness of a psychic phenomenon. Everything appears to be elongated. Or that can be your imagination, perhaps.
Now, the voice pans around the room. That would cause the guest to examine the entire chamber as he speaks.
One thing, however, is fact. This chamber contains no windows and no doors. Your world is locked out, and consequently you are locked in. But don't be frightened. I'll show you how I found my way out.
A lightning and thunder effect darkens the room, but illuminates an attic area beyond a scrimmed ceiling. A corpse is hanging by the neck from the rafter, gently swaying to and fro.
The bit drastic, perhaps, but effective, and it did provide easy access to otherwise inaccessible places. For now, I walk through walls. I'll be seeing you, I hope.
The voice fades as though the ghost host has walked through the walls of the elevator. In a moment, the door slides open and the patrons are met by a flash of lightning and a clap of thunder. A stormy sky is framed in a large window directly opposite the elevator exit.
You didn't think I'd really leave you trapped in there, did you? Of course not. But come, we must continue our tour.
The voice precedes the group down the corridor, where other paintings change into ghostly apparitions, which each flash of lightning.
These are portraits of some of the other spirits brought here from the darkest tombs of the earth. There are 999 ghosts here, but we have room for 1,000. Any volunteers? No. Then step lively now, it may be your last chance. Step lively, step lively.
The patrons arrive at the Omnimover loading platform, where they embark in pairs for the next leg of their tour. As they board, the ghost host, still from exterior speakers, bids them a fond adieu.
Your carriage awaits to take you on your little trip into the unknown, the habitat of the spirits. I think you'll be safer this way. Bon voyage, and as we say, rest in peace.
Having boarded the Omnimovers, the patrons proceed into the blackness of a twilight zone. As the Omnimovers proceed from illusion to illusion, a soft, almost subliminal voice is heard from the speakers in each vehicle. What was that? It must be your imagination. You're not quite sure, are you? Perhaps it's just your own pounding heart. In the seance scene that follows, a very unusual seance is in progress. The medium has taken the form of a shrunken head floating inside a crystal ball. As she chants her weird incantations, fantastic apparitions are highlighted in different areas of the room. Bells ring, horns blow, and inanimate objects float freely about the room.
Rap on a table, wave a gold wand, send us a message from somewhere beyond. Horn toad and lizard, tail of a rat, speak to us, Albert, wherever you're at. Levitate, volatate, fly through the air. Raise up the table to show us you're there. Coffins and hearses and things that go boo. Blow on a trumpet to give us a clue. Wizards and witches that cast evil spells. Give us a sign by ringing some bells. Werewolf and raven, vampire bat, do you return, half bat and half cat? Demons and goblins, things that are vile, come from beyond as a pink crocodile. Ghost hounds and banshees, creatures that howl. Which one is Albert, the skull or the owl?
From the seance scene, the Omnimovers proceed through a second twilight zone, where the spirits begin to manifest themselves, albeit vaguely. Here, a continuation of the floating objects from the seance scene have ghosts attached to them, fading in and out of view. For example, a spook is seen ringing a bell that previously appeared to be floating in space. Two spirits are seen toting a couch. They fade from view, and the couch is suspended in midair. Oh, now for this next part, Uncle Deadly Darling, would you be so kind as to do some sound effects for me?
You'd like me to do some sound effects?
Yes, I would.
All right, I hadn't prepared for that, but I should give it a try. First, allow me to warm my voice up.
Great.
Ready?
The patrons emerge from this second twilight zone into an area of more defined architectural design. A large area that could be described as an activities room. Here, the spirits take on the definite form for the first time, like the upstairs maid who is squeaking the doors. There also would be reflection gags like a granny knitting and rocking, and the safari hunter and the tiger. Very good. The focal point of this scene would be a ghostly organist furiously playing the ghost theme on a grand pipe organ.
Do, 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 do.
Thunder and lightning and wind-blown draperies add to the organist's recital. Fabulous.
There you go.
The patrons proceed from this troubled scene through an attic, where other apparitions cavort wildly amongst the trunks and boxes to the frantic tempo of the organ music. Finally, they escape through an attic window and hang precariously on the edge of the roof overlooking the graveyard below. By tilting the omnimovers, the patrons experience the sensation of falling backwards off the roof. They recover in a lodge whose branches seem to grasp at them like witches' hands. Beady lies peer at them from the darkness. Arriving at the graveyard, the tour takes on an upbeat note. Here, the spooks have a grand soiree, cavorting gaily amongst the crypts and tombstones. That was my favorite one yet.
There you go.
The omnimovers proceed through the rollicking haunting party towards a large imposing crypt. Groups of silly ghosts in hitchhiking attitudes line the paths of the omnimovers as they approach the entrance of the tomb. The solemn voice of the ghost host is heard once more from the speakers as they approach the crypt.
Foolish mortals, this is the end! I mean, it's the end of the ride. Now, as you prepare to leave, make sure you have gathered your personal belongings. But a word of warning. Should one of those hitchhiking ghosts be riding with you beyond this point and raises your safety bar at the end, well, I'm afraid you're just stuck with it. The silly thing will probably follow you home.
The omnimovers pass a series of ornate mirrors where the patrons see themselves reflected, and riding in each vehicle is the unmistakable form of a grinning ghost, visible only in the mirrored reflection.
But remember, for each one we lose, we demand a replacement! We'll be seeing you then, real soon. Ha 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 ha.
The omnimovers arrive at the unloading platform, and the patrons disembark. From here, they walk through the Haunted Mansion Cemetery, which is adjacent to the house, and exit through the iron gates that open onto the street. And that is the end.